Hey guys, how are you? I know I said I would do this video earlier in the week. It's been a busy week for me, so first off, my apologies for getting this to you a little late. But I was able to get a second round of impressions on the new Tom Fords. A little bit better this time. I knew what I was getting into when I was going in there, so my nose wasn't all stuffed up with other things that I was sniffing. I got a pretty good impression of them. I didn't spend much time with Coffee Rose because I did get a good impression of that the first time. When I sprayed it on a card, it was more or less the same what I remembered. So for those of you who are a fan of Killian's Rose Oud, if you want something that's an improved version of that, I think you'll like Coffee Rose. So that's that. Now, still not sure as to what the final names of these might be. As my rep told me when I was in there, it would not be unlike Tom Ford to change the names again. After all, he did register trademarks in the other four names that I had previously thought they would be, which were Café Rose, Jonquille De Nuit, Lys Fume, and Ombre de Hyacinth. I just butchered all that French, but that's what it was. And he also registered a trademark for the Jardin Noir name. Also, there is someone on eBay in Australia who is selling samples of what he purports is Jonquille De Nuit. I don't know how he got his hands on it. They are apparently in what he calls official samples. They're not official sample vials. They're roll-ons, which Tom Ford doesn't use anymore. And I have some reservations. I looked at the guy put a lot of pictures up. I have reservations as to whether or not it is legitimate. I certainly am not endorsing that you go buy samples. I don't know if they're legitimate or not, but the signs to me point to them not being legitimate. First, where we get it, the juice isn't out yet. The only thing that's available are lab samples. He's based in Australia, which is not exactly it's not like he's based in London or he's based in New York City or Paris, where he may have access to somebody who works in a Tom Ford corporate office. If you look at the pictures he has up on his auctions, there is a bottle behind that he claims is an actual bottle of this new stuff. It appears as though it has been one that he mocked up. There are leaked pictures of what these bottles are supposed to look like. It looks like he made up a sticker, put it on an old Tom Ford bottle, and called it his own. So, I would not recommend you go buy it, but point being, names are not set in stone, which I think is great. I hope he goes back to the old names, because the new ones suck. Are you kidding me? Me. That is the worst name in the history of perfume. I would never admit to someone that the fragrance I was wearing is called Me. It's so dumb. Absolutely stupid. And the other ones just, they sound better. Café Rose sounds better than Coffee Rose. Jardin Noir sounds better than Twisted Florals. It would just be better if he went back to the ones that were previously leaked. But anyways, to the juice. The one that I got the best impression of was Opaline Hyacinth. Now, I think this one could be a sleeper of the line. It was interesting. Very, very interesting. I had said that in the last video. I got it on my skin, wore it for a while. It's a very, very sharp floral. Very sharp. It's almost masculine. Not quite. But it is certainly not I don't know what it is. I don't know what a hyacinth flower smells like. There's no literature out on any of these, so we don't know what the notes are. It's tough to say. It's very different, I'll say that. The opening is very dry. It has a very sharp tinge to it. the image that keeps popping into my head is the geranium note, and they're not the same. Geraniums don't smell like this. It's not, as far as I can tell, there's no geranium in this. But if you look at how a geranium flower, a geranium note, is on the masculinity scale, so to speak, I think this would be close to that. In it being more of a almost masculine flower, if that's possible. As it dried down, there was a bit of a freshness, a very, very slight hint of freshness that came through. It almost reminded me of the freshness from Azure Lime, which, as many of you know, I strongly dislike that one. I think it's the worst of the entire line from him. Don't get me wrong, this does not smell like Azure Lime at all. But there was some note in the background there as it dried down. I got a couple of whiffs of that reminded me of that. It was nice though. It toned it down a little bit. It added a little bit of a very needed freshness to what was otherwise a very... This was not a pleasing scent, and I think that note made it a little bit more pleasing. Pleasing is in relaxing. It's not something that you put on and just relax on a spring or summer day. But I think that one very much could be a sleeper of the line. It's different. I have to get a better impression of it, but that would be one in addition to Coffee Rose, where I think he did something good. The other two, Lys Malice, that one to me was a fairly generic floral. Wasn't overly impressed by it. It wasn't terribly memorable. I didn't get it on my skin. The last two I did not get on my skin, but I did pretty thorough samplings on the card. It was okay. Nothing really to write home about. I didn't really get anything beyond florals. I think there's a little bit of sweetness in there. Again, nothing terribly great. I wasn't overly impressed by it. The last one, the infamous Me, Me, Me. Stupid even saying it. That one, I got a very strong resemblance to Velvet Gardenia. And when I first sprayed it on, I thought it was the same thing. It was toned down. Velvet Gardenia is probably the most powerful of all the private blends he's ever created. More so than Tuscan Leather, more so than Tobacco Vanille. It is a bomb. Absolutely explodes on your skin. This was certainly toned down, which is not a bad thing at all, because it needed to be toned down. But I got a very, very strong scent of Gardenia. Didn't quite have the buttery texture that Velvet Gardenia had. But if you like that kind of scent, if you like gardenias, if you like, it smelled like there was some tuberose in there. If you like that kind of thing, you might like Me, 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 if you can get over the name. It's not for me. It's not something that I really like. It was very feminine. If that's something that appeals to you, you might like it. But if you do like it, for your sake, I really hope they change that name. 'Cause that is so dumb. I can't say that enough. It's so stupid. If you're watching this, Tom, you're not. But if you are, please change that name. Please change that name. Overall, I have mixed impressions of the line so far. It's okay. I think two of them are definitely possible very good ones. The other two, not so much. I think overall, I'm not terribly pleased with where the line's going in general. The last 6 releases of his, these 4 plus Jasmine Rouge and Santal Blush, all have been ranging into the floral fresh area. And that's not what he does well. And even before that, I think the last one before Jasmine Rouge and Santal Blush was Azure Lime. I think that was the one that came out before that. Pretty sure. I know that came out in 2010. So we'll say the last 7 or so that came out. Really, it's not what he does best. Tom Ford does best the strong, the powerful scents, even if they are floral. Something like a Noir de Noir, that's a floral. Well, it's got more to it, but it doesn't have to be overly masculine scents. That's what he does best. When he goes into the freshes and the fruits, lavender palm too, put that in there. Which was a better one, but still the same genre. Move away from that. Go back to the leathers. Go back to the strong scents. Give us a coffee scent with something else in it, not coffee and rose, even though I do like the combination. Move away from the florals. Move away from the fresh. Move away from the light scents. Move away from the spring and summers. That's not what you do best. Do the strong ones. So, that's that. A couple of things I wanted to get to very quickly. As far as new splits go, there's a few ones that I'm contemplating right now. Very quickly, if you are in the second bottle of Lumiere Noir, the bottle is due to be arriving at my door on Tuesday. So I have the decants all set to go, so when that comes in, I'll get those right out to you. As far as new ones, I've come upon possibly an opportunity to get my hands on a bottle of Bond's Saks Las Vegas. They're city exclusive. It is quite pricey. I haven't been able to get a final definitive price, but it looks like it would be between $3.40 and $3.60 per milliliter, plus shipping and atomizer. So it's not cheap. I do have a sample that is coming my way. I will shoot a little video of it and do an impression of it, so that if I do decide to split it, which I think I will, to give everybody a bit more of a review on, since it's not one that's very popular. Some other ones that I'm tossing around in my head. Just throw these out there. Just let me know what you think. Orange Star by Andy Tower. I haven't smelled it, so anybody who has, let me know about it. Frederick Mall's Noir Epices, Epices, however you pronounce that. That one has always jumped out to me when I've sampled the Mall line, so I thought about that. Saks for Him, the regular Saks for Him from Bond, great chili pepper scent. I know it's a little bit out of season, so I might wait on that, but very good underrated scent, as you may have seen in my video previously. A couple of the lesser known Tom Fords, Arabian Wood, the infamous Black Violet, and there's still some Bois Rouge floating around. Things like that, the ones that not everybody knows about. I think there are some really good ones that really deserve to get some attention. Musk Pure, another one, also from my underrated set. Even Champaka Absolute, the one that smells like bananas to me. I've been testing that out a little bit more to see if I can come around on it. But I know a lot of people like the ones that are very popular, Tuscan Leather, Tobacco. But there's other ones in the line that really deserve some attention. So, if you're interested in those. As always, if you have any more, I know everybody wants Bergamot 22, apparently. I don't know where that came out of. Amouage Interlude, man, I'm waiting for that to arrive at Min. The reviews of it so far have been very impressive. But I want that to arrive at Min so you can use the 15% discount code to get it cheaper. But that would definitely be on the horizon. Creeds, I'm staying out of the Creed zone for now. If I have any more of these videos asking for subscribers' choices, please stay away from the Creeds. I really, really don't want to do that right now. There's too many problems with their batch variations. There's too many other people who split Creeds. So if you want a Creed, you can get it. It's not hard. So go from there. The other one is Dior's new one, the Oud Ispahan. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have not gotten my nose on it. As I said in the last subscriber's choice, I'm a little concerned that it's a bit of a redundant oud floral, but I'd like to try and find a sample of that just to get my nose on it, to make sure that it would be something that I'd be interested in. But if so, that might be one. down the road. There have been quite a few splits of that since it came out, so you might want to wait for that to die down for the demand to go back up. But as always, any other ones that you have that you want me to do, please let me know. I know the Orange Sanguine guy, he's still around. He really wants that split. If you can find some more people who would be interested, maybe we can do it. So, go from there. As always, if you have any questions about anything, Tom Ford's new stuff, splits, what have you, if you're interested in some decants for sale or any of that, please get in touch with me. I do like getting the inboxes, messaging back to everybody. So, keep in touch, and I will talk to you all very soon. See you later.